Biafra, superstars, media.
My fellow Biafrans listeners all across the world, I want to call on the president of Alexander Stubb, the president of Finland, Mr. Alexander Stubb. This is what Simon Ekpa, His Excellency, was warning you about Nigeria when he took his time to table down all the whole documentations. All the things Simon Ekpa told you about Nigeria has come to fruition. But you chose, and your government chose, to give him a deaf ear. You pretend not to see all the accusations brought forward against Nigeria. And today, that same Nigeria is carrying out exactly what Simon Ekpa warned you about. Fellow Biafrans, what you are seeing here, it is beginning to become clearer to me. Now I understand the type of Finland we are dealing with. The Finland we are dealing with today is different from the Finland that we used to know. The government of Finland that we are dealing with today is similar to the government of Nigeria, carrying out all forms of atrocities in that so-called Nigeria. Now I get it. Now I understand why President Alexander Stubb is in bed with countries like Nigeria and Kenya. Now it is making sense. Because everything Simon Ekpa warned him about, everything Simon Ekpa, all the evidences brought forward by the Biafran government and Simon Ekpa to Finland, this same president refused to look at it. Instead, he colluded with his government system, his judicial system, and made sure Simon Ekpa was jailed for 6 years and counting. So today, I want to show you the character of this man called President Alexander Stubb. What you're about to see here is the story of a Finnish journalist who asked just a simple question to President Alexander Stubb. Instead, the response he got was a jail term. Alexander Stubb made sure that his police, his government, they jailed this Finnish citizen you're seeing here, this journalist, for asking a simple question about Israel. We know Israelites, they are our brothers, they are our siblings, but it's okay to ask questions about Israel. We're not here to condemn anybody for raising up questions, concerns about the antics of Israel. At this point, I want to play this video for you to see what happened, to see the behavior and character of this man they call Alexander Stubb. From this video, you will understand why he's doing what he's doing to Simon Ekpa and why he chose to go into partnership with Nigeria at a time when the Prime Minister of Biafra hails from Finland, at a time when all the evidences, the genocide, the documentations, written and verbal, that was sent to Finland by our Prime Minister Simon Ekpa, they were all ignored and relegated to the background. Instead, their response was to jail him for 6 years. I want to paint a picture to you all to see the character of this man called Alexander Stubb. If you are ready, let's go there. And I hope you will understand why we are going through what we are going through in the hands of Finland and also in the hands of Nigeria. If you're ready, let's go there. Watch this.
Arms purchases from Israel.
Listen.
President Stubb, is it appropriate for Finland to continue arms purchases from Israel, a country that has been accused of genocide by the UN and ICJ? Do you have a comment, Mr. President? No comment. That's our president, ladies and gentlemen.
Listen. He's been arrested now for asking a question. Keep watching. Keep watching. Press pause there. It says the camera got away despite being threatened with arrest. Thomas, which is the journalist, our journalist, went to jail. He now faces a charge of disobeying the police. The cameraman got away despite being threatened of arrest. Thomas, as they call it in their language, our journalist, went to jail. he now faces a charge of disobeying the police. Do you now get it? Let's continue. Let's continue. Now you understand what is happening here.
Is it appropriate for Finland to continue arms purchases from Israel, a country that has been accused of genocide by the UN and ICJ?
Simple question. Is it appropriate for Finland to continue purchasing arms from Israel, a country that have been accused with blah, 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 blah? It's okay to accuse someone. You have to bring forth your evidence. And it's okay to ask those questions, those pertinent questions. But suddenly, Finland that we claim is the #1 country when it comes to the rule of law. Finland that we say they are the respecter of the Equality Act of 2010 and the rest of them. Finland that upholds human right and justice. Today, under President Alexander Stubb, they now have the antics of what you see happening in Nigeria. They now have the behavior similar to that you see happening in Aso Rock, where somebody speaks out, somebody asks a question, somebody is inquiring what's going on, and at the end, the DSS will come from Nigeria, the army, the police. You saw what they did in Okwama and the rest of them. They will kill you or they will send you to jail. The same thing is happening by this man. His behavior is wanted. It is clear that something is wrong. Now I'm asking myself, could it be this is why this man had the fortitude to go and do a deal with Nigeria, a criminal enterprise, a country whose president is a drug dealer, a renowned and infamous drug dealer and baron? It makes sense. It now makes sense why Finland will go all the way to Kenya to have a partnership with the president of Kenya. Despite we saw the riot, the protest of the youths of Kenya against their president, it now makes sense. It then dawned on me that the person we are dealing with, in the name of Alexander Stubb, isn't different from those that we see in Africa. He is a charlatan. He's somebody who wants to get rich quick, and is somebody who is looking for resource and don't care about the integrity of those countries that he has gone to do business with. Keep on watching. Watch this.
Do you have a comment, Mr. President? No comment. That's our president, ladies and gentlemen.
You have to comment, Mr. President. He refused to comment, went into the car. He said, no comment. That's our president, ladies and gentlemen. I mean, what crime has this man committed, speaking this way? But in the mind of Alexander Stubb, he will feel like, how dare this man speak this way to me? If a white man is treated this way by President Alexander Stubb, then what do you think he would do to a black man in the name of Mazi Simon Ekpa? What do you think will be his reaction when he heard that this young man, this young black man in Finland, is now the prime minister of over 80 million people in the land of Biafra? If just a question triggered him so much that he sent his police, his SSS, to arrest this guy and jail him, what do you think he would do to Simon Ekpa when he was promised oil and gas by Nigeria? Let's continue. Listen. Straight away, the man came and pointed them and said, you are going to jail. Straight away, he came and told him, you are going to jail. He came and told him, watch this now, watch this.
Ladies and gentlemen.
Watch this. Take it back, don't miss it, don't miss it. Listen.
President, ladies and gentlemen.
Watch. Boom. Now read the caption there. He said, you are going to jail and you will get it. You are going to jail and you'll get it. Get what? Let's see. Boom. And you'll get a fine for that. You are going to jail and you'll get a fine for that. For the fact you asked the question. Finland. for the fact you asked a question, their own version of their DSS, their secret servants or service, their SSS, the version of their own SSS, the MI5, the version of theirs came out and said, you are going to jail and you get a fine. And at the end, his words came to pass. Alexander Stubb was able to influence the judicial system, allegedly. And that man was sent to jail. Let's continue. Listen. Watch that again. I wasn't protesting. Police said I couldn't do that. What was it then? You see that? I wasn't protesting. He was only asking a question. But to them, they flipped it around and said he was protesting. How can a question become a form of a protest? Let's continue. The police were there watching, observing, while the DSS man of, similar to that of Finland, is doing the unthinkable. Exactly what you see happening in Nigeria is what you are seeing here. Now it makes sense. Now we understand why Alexander Stubb will jail Simon Ekpa and call his activities online linking to terrorism. It makes sense now, because I was asking myself, how can a developed country like Finland even phantom it in their mind to come up with a charge as that? It's not possible. In the Western world, you can throw eggs on people. It's okay. It's acceptable. You can throw eggs on your politicians. You can put cake on their face. You can put powder on their face. It's okay. But just a question in Finland sent a journalist to jail. And he was also fined a 2-in-1. Let's continue. Watch this. I just told him protest is not allowed. How do you call that a protest? This is the game. They come with some kind of, allegations against you, and it will stick on you because the person who is at the helm of affairs has some questionable character. Let's continue. It makes sense now. Why the two countries that Finland is doing business with in Africa are Nigeria and Kenya. It makes sense now. Let's continue. Watch this. He was coming for the cameraman as well. Watch again. What? Boom. You with the camera, get out of here too. He was coming for the camera. To me, it's a shock seeing this happening in Europe, especially in the Scandinavian countries, because that's a place where they respect the rights of their citizens to the T. They get the maximum respect of the rights that you can even throw an egg on the face of your politicians and nothing will happen to you. When you call them to speak to them, they stop. They stop whatever they are doing and they have a conversation with you. But look at their own Secret Service officer acting AWOL, acting like he's above the law. He said somebody will go to jail and it came to pass. Keep watching. Keep watching. Boom. The cameraman got away. They came for the cameraman. He got away, despite being threatened with arrest. Thomas, the journalist, went to jail. Simon Ekpa, the freedom fighter, went to jail. Yes, Finland for you. Finland for you. Keep on going. He now faces a charge of disobeying the police. He now faces a charge of disobeying the police. This is happening under the watch of President Alexander Stubb. This is happening under the government of President Alexander Stubb. despite everything that was done by Simon Ekpa, despite he took his time to send all the evidences, documentation, he made presentations to Finland and the Finnish government, Alexander Stubb still proceeded to make sure he helped Nigeria to get the biddings against Simon Ekpa. Before I proceed to show Alexander Stubb what is happening in Nigeria as we speak, I want to remind him how the Prime Minister of Biafra, His Excellency Mazi Simon Ekpa, took all the evidences against Nigeria, the reason why we were doing what we are doing. He presented it to the government, the parliament of Finland. Mr. Alexander Stubb, in case you pretend not to know what's going on, your judge said there was no evidence, that what we did it the wrong way. He said what we did it the wrong way, that was not the process of getting the freedom or redeclaring a country. Despite we provided all the evidences, he refused to look at them. The same way you refuse to hear this man or that journalist. But I want to remind you that our Prime Minister did everything humanly possible to address the case, to address the reason why we, the Biafrans, the 80 million Biafrans, are living in Nigeria. He came with all the evidence, and at the end, he even made a speech to your government. So don't tell me you don't know what's going on. Don't act like you are naive. You are unaware of what the Biafrans are asking for or demanding. I present to you the speech given by Simon Ekpa after presenting all the documents, over 1,000 documents and counting. Let's go there and watch this.
Entinen puhdistus ja kristittyjen vainot Nigeriassa. Sen hallituksen toimesta sekä pyyntö muuta vaikuttaa Biafran itsenäisyysprosessiin Nigeriassa. Kiitos.
One more time.
Entinen puhdistus ja kristittyjen vainot Nigeriassa. Sen hallituksen toimesta sekä pyyntö muuta vaikuttaa Biafran itsenäisyysprosessiin Nigeriassa.
Thank you, Mabatobie. What you are seeing here is the final handshake after all the documents were provided to the government of Finland. All the plans, the itineraries were documented and was provided to Finland. And at the end, a brief synopsis was discussed by Obatobie in the presentation. A brief speech was given. And the head of the government of Finland was there. They had a handshake. And all the documentation was taken before Simon Ekpa left that office. So I asked myself, why is Finland acting naive when the Tinubu government came with an offer they could not resist? The lure, the promise of oil and gas in Lekki. The government of Finland, they were being smart. They thought they were being clever by saying, hey, we want to take the contract, but it shouldn't be in the land of Biafra. That would be more like, an issue because Simon Ekpa is based in Finland. So, any contract he can give to us outside the periphery of Finland or of Biafra, then we should be able to do business with you. Tinubu being who he is, he went all the way, measured some pipes from the creeks, from Niger Delta were piped to Lagos. And before you know it, an oil and gas contract was given to Finland in Lagos. This made the Finnish government to pretend as if they didn't see no evidence from Simon Ekpa. They said what he was doing was illegal. Nobody knew about it. His online activities are related to, they are terror related. But here we are seeing our leader speaking to the government, doing a presentation to the government of Finland, letting them know all our activities, letting them know our plans, letting them know the aspirations of the Biafrans, letting them know the forthcoming convention for the redeclaration of Biafra from November 29th to the 3rd of December 2024. Every documentation, every plans, itineraries were provided to Finland. They had all the information. They had all the information. But Alexander Stubb, now we understand why he did what he did. Because then we didn't know his character. We never knew he was a man with questionable character. But it is clear now, if he could do it to his own, if he could do it to a white pale-skinned journalist, then what do you think he would do to a black man asking for freedom? If he could do it to a white journalist asking just a question about him doing deals again with Israel in terms of weapons and the rest of them, what do you think he would do to a black man when the Nigerian government has given him all the contracts, the billions that he could make? And we know Nigeria very well because we came out of that criminal enterprise. We came out of the womb of that criminal enterprise created by Lord Lugard and named by Flora Shaw. So we know the antics, the behavior of Nigeria. We know how the government roll in Nigeria. That when they come with a contract for you, behind closed doors, they will oil your palm. They will get your bank account, oiled up. In Panama, you may have some money there. In Singapore, you might have some money there. In Malaysia, you name it, Colombia, Nepal, and the rest of them. They will make sure that, the deal of the oil and gas is in one hand. And your own personal gift, as they call it, the brown envelope, will be placed in any country of your choice, any bank of your choice. All they want is the head of Simon Ekpa. Do it for us, and whatever you request is done and dusted. That was how they got Barack Obama, a man who was the president of America. Instead, he chose the caliphate over a Christian man named Goodluck Jonathan. Exactly what they did. He came, he knew the FBI would be after him. So he came, he was very, very smart. He said he was writing a book. He was writing a book. Fellow Biafrans, allegedly, I want you to go and do a research of, what region, what demography, what continent bought those books more. You will notice that Africa bought a chunk, a larger percentage of the books written by Barack Obama. That was a way to pay him off. He said, okay, you won't pay me the money because they will find out. The FBI will be on me. The CIA, when I'm done with power, they will be on me. But I'm going to write a book. All I need you guys to do is to support that book. The money you want to pay me, use to buy those books. I told you a story. How my nephews, they came home with 2 books of Barack Obama. And I asked them, who gave me this book? Where did they get it from? They said, oh no, their school was sharing those books. The school was sharing those books. It was a federal government school, whatever, from that zoo called Nigeria. And for the fact that they were sharing the books of Obama, that tells me that the federal government of that zoo called Nigeria, they bought a large amount of those books. Indirect payment. If he makes sales in his book, it means indirectly he's getting more pay. It's a way to clean the money. You clean the money that way. That was how Obama suddenly was supporting the Buhari government or whatever against Goodluck Jonathan. That was how he was supporting the caliphate. He was supporting APC against the PDP back then. Goodluck Jonathan. I was watching on CNN. I was asking myself, what is going on here? Because they were saying, oh, this president called with a strange name. His name is Goodluck and his name is Jonathan. He's about to lose election in America because the president of America, they are supporting the other party. What a guy. His name is Goodluck. And when you check his story, he was the vice president, and out of nowhere, the president died, and then he became the president. And he went for office again, and he wanted to serve a new term. But guess what? He still has the good luck because technically he might be spending the third term in office, because he has spent some few more years with the then president that died. He has completed his own 4 years, and now he's going for another 4 years in power. That tells you this man is really someone with good luck. And they laughed on CNN. I didn't get it. But it was when I now saw the video of Obama warning Goodluck Jonathan that he should be careful during the election, that he should not try anything stupid. That was when I knew that the game has changed from reggae to calypso. So what you are seeing today, the antics of Alexander Stubb, it tells you he's somebody who has somehow been, compromised by the Nigerian criminal government. We know Nigeria very well. Nobody else can tell me about Nigeria. I know Nigeria very well. I know what they can do and what they cannot do. In Nigeria, elephants can fly. So Alexander Stubb, I want you to see what is happening in Nigeria. We warned you about Nigeria. Simon Ekpa in this video took his time. All the evidences, all the documentations, all the written witnesses that came out to give out their own testimony about Nigeria. You refused to listen because oil and gas contract was promised to you. Today, I want you to see what is happening in Nigeria. What they are doing to our leader, NNAMDI Kanu, the leader of Simon Ekpa, the one that made Simon Ekpa to come out in the public, the one that made the people of Biafra to anoint Simon Ekpa, to vote him as the prime minister, to continue with the works of NNAMDI Kanu. I want to see what the legal system, through the Nigerian federal government, what they are doing to NNAMDI Kanu in court. A man who is sick, a man who has been poisoned, a man who was kidnapped from Kenya and brought back to Nigeria. Today, Britain is saying nothing about it. This same man, today they want to force him into trial. A man who was kidnapped from Kenya. Oh my God. May that make sense? A man who was kidnapped from Kenya. President Alexander Stubb, listen. Nigeria went to Kenya to kidnap a man from Kenya and brought him to Nigeria through an extraordinary rendition. Lend me your ears. President Alexander Stubb or Alexander Stubb, lend me your ears. The Nigerian government, they went to Kenya to kidnap a British citizen. The leader of Biafra went on holiday to Kenya, and the Nigerian government went to Kenya to kidnap this man in Kenya. They brought him from Kenya to Nigeria through an extraordinary rendition. And ever since the year June 2021, he's been held incommunicado in a solitary confinement by the secret service of the Nigerian government. This man has been sick. This man has been poisoned. Their intention is to make him die in custody. And today, despite the legal team of NNAMDI Kanu said he could not face trial because of his health condition, only a man who is healthy, only a man who is fit and strong can stand up to face his trial, can stand trial. For the fact they put the word standing trial, it means you must be fit and ready to stand the trial. But in Nigeria, a criminal country, he's been poisoned in one hand, and in the other hand, they're saying he has to stand trial. And today, despite all the health situations he's going through, despite his medical records, oh my God, Lord have mercy. The pain is too much. Only in Nigeria, the pain is too much. President Alexander Stubb, despite the situation this man is going through, despite his ill health, Nigerian government are now telling him and his legal team to come up with a defense. A defense that they found out just today, and they give them less than 7 days to prepare a defense. Come and defend yourself in court, despite the Nigerian government kidnapped you from Kenya. God. In Nigeria, elephants can fly. At this point, I want to call on Alexander Stubb to please listen to the legal team of NNAMDI Kanu, and it will blow your mind. Listen.
Yeah, good morning. We understand that the court has been to an external medical center. Well, yes, that's
quite a surprising ruling today. We were served all of a sudden, as a matter of surprise, an ambush with the medical report, which the court ordered the Nigerian Medical Association to submit since 26th September. So that medical report that we were served is dated 10th October. And it was today that we were served in open court with it. So, well, you can say that the defense had no ample opportunity to react to it. It was more of an ambush. But nonetheless, the court had ordered further that NNAMDI Kanu be examined by the Nigerian Medical Association. That examination was never carried out, and the order was entered on 26th September and restated on 8th October. That part of the order was disobeyed. They never examined him. So the report is based on some informal meeting they held with NNAMDI Kanu as far back as 18th September.
Listen.
At the DSS headquarters in Abuja. They were invited to do that by the DSS. The court and the DSS are not the same. So what we have in court, or what we were served in court today, quite frankly, we cannot be sure where it emanated from. Did it emanate from assumption, or did it emanate from the examination carried out on 18th September before the court entered an order on 26th September. So we were quite surprised from us, and we felt a bit disadvantaged, but the proceedings had to continue apace as the court wanted it. So at the end of the day, the court made a conclusion and a ruling that NNAMDI Kanu must enter his defense from the 24th of October and conclude his defense by the 30th of October. So basically, it's a 6-day trial window that we're looking at there.
So how fit is the defense now? How fit is the defense counsel, defense team particularly, entering the defense now? How ready are you guys?
Well, you see, lawyers are trained to be ready for any eventuality. But the justice of the matter is another case altogether. I choose not to comment on that.
So wait, we have to comment. Sorry, sir. I'm one of the...
And there our brother was caught while he was about to give or speak truth to power. I'm not happy how our brother was caught out there, our brother Maxwell Akpara, because he spoke some very good points. And I wish, that they allowed him to play in that snippet. However, President Alexander Stubb, what you heard is self-explanatory. What you heard from that snippet, that video snippet, is self-explanatory. That's how they roll in Nigeria. So I was wondering, how can you take evidence given to you, provided to you by the Nigerian government against Simon Ekpa? When you see their antics, you see the way NNAMDI Kanu is being ambushed. He's being persecuted, not even prosecuted in court. So how will the Finnish government accept evidences given to them by the Nigerian government against a Finnish citizen in faraway Finland? How will they accept the evidence from a corrupt country like Nigeria against Simon Ekpa? And they use those so-called evidences to jail Simon Ekpa for 6 years. By proxy, giving Nigeria the leeway to do what they are doing now to NNAMDI Kanu. I won't be surprised. I won't be surprised of what the outcome will be against NNAMDI Kanu, because we know, we the Biafrans, we are out of Nigeria, and whatever is going on in Nigeria, it's more like a war crime. I see it as somebody being, how should I put it? A captive in a different country. I'm telling you the fact, because nothing like rule of law is happening in Nigeria when it comes to we the Biafrans. We're at war. They know we are at war, but unfortunately, Finland is in bed with Nigeria. I rest my case. For those that have ears, let them hear. For those that have case or ears, let them hear. Please, Biafrans, send this video to the X page of President Alexander Stubb. He must listen. He must get the message. The days of pretending is gone. Let him know that we know what he did, and let him know we the Biafran, we the people of Biafra, we shall never forgive Finland until they come in the public to repent for what this man did to us until they come in the public to condemn their own for what this man did to us. Soon and very soon, very, very soon, we shall implement Biafra in Biafra land. And when Finland comes to do partnership with us, it will be too late. They must condemn their own. They must condemn Alexander Stubb for going into partnership with a criminal and fraudulent country like Nigeria and Kenya. I rest my case. For those that have ears, let them hear. For those that have ears, let them hear. No more talk.
We have to connect. I'm one of. This is a public document. Brought in by the medical council.
Listen.
Through the prosecution.
Listen.
So they serve us this thing today. And if you watch there, in this particular medical report, you can see all the ailments they say that Mazen NNAMDI is suffering from. And surprisingly, somebody that has all these particular issues, you now, in the last paragraph, to say that from your own distance, he can stand trial. Somebody that is passing through all these ailments. Having said that, too, go to make a consequential order. Say, please, go and examine him and report back to me. They never examine Mazen NNAMDI.
Listen.
Only for them to come up with this report. Nigerian Medical Council, they should be very careful because this is a professional body and you are expected to act professionally. In your report, you are expected, I'm not a medical doctor, but I'm a practicing lawyer. You are expected to show that on this particular day, we obtained his specimen. We carried out this lab and the lab showed this. We are talking about somebody's life, for goodness sake. You cannot just enter into your office room and you open your system and start writing trash. And they want court to rely on it.
Listen.
And surprisingly, we are expected to take a date for us to go. And because when the court gave us an opportunity to respond, we are ought to have taken a date to confess from our clients. Yes, it was when NNAMDI said, "What? We are the people that even gave NNAMDI this thing." When the court was about to sit, we are talking about somebody's life. Of course, as a matter of this thing, the Igbos are on trial.
Listen.
This is a war against the Igbos.
Listen.
Of course, you are here when the president ordered the police and the army to go and negotiate and have a discussion with the terrorists and the non-bandits in this town. Their arms. And somebody that is exercising his rights as given to him by the constitution, both local and international legislations, and you say that you should enter trial. Trial for what? What is it trial? What are you trying for?
Listen.
Do you have even jurisdiction? Does the court have jurisdiction to entertain this particular matter? Somebody that has been discharged by court of appeal. So we don't want to go into that. This is a trial against the Igbos are on trial. This
is a trial against the Igbos. The Igbos are on trial. Let's continue. Listen.
Prosecution, not a prosecution. And
take it back. Listen.
As given to him by the constitution, both local and international legislations, and you said that you should enter trial. Trial for what? What is it trial? What are you trying for? Do you have even jurisdiction? Does the court have jurisdiction to entertain this particular matter?
This is what I've been talking about, the extraordinary rendition. What happened to the case? The judge asked you to come with your evidence of an extraordinary rendition. Why is nobody discussing this? Why is the judge not being held on this? Why is Justice James Omotosho not being held on this? You are allowing this 419 system to bamboozle you guys, to hoodwink you into hanging the neck of Mazen NNAMDI Kanu. What happened to the case of the extraordinary rendition? The judge once told you guys to go and bring evidence. But now, funny enough, the judge has skipped all that nonsense and now he's playing games. Now the enemy is ambushing you guys from nowhere, telling you, picking a date for you to come with your so-called defense. Fellow Biafrans, listeners all across the world, this is why we the Biafrans will say we have nothing to do with Nigeria. They are never fair with us. They are never fair with us. This their criminal antics is something that is alien to us. We don't believe in Nigeria. We despise that so-called Nigeria. And we are calling on the whole world to hurry to the aid of the Biafrans. Ekpa is not the problem. Mazen NNAMDI was never the problem. The problem is Nigeria. The problem is those that told Nigerians and their oligarchs that they were born to rule that country called Nigeria. We are not the problems. We are the problem solvers. Hence, on 29th of October or 29th of November 2024, Biafra was redeclared. To Finland, I hope you are hearing what is happening to our leader NNAMDI Kanu. Finland, Alexander Stubb, I hope you are listening to what is happening to our leader NNAMDI Kanu in Nigeria. A country you are happy to do deal with. A country that you colluded with to blackmail your own Simon Ekpa, a man without a criminal record in Finland. Finland, you call him a terrorist for Nigeria. All because they gave you a contract of oil and gas in Lekki, in Lagos State. Finland, I swear to God and man, you will pay for this. You will pay for this, your action, Finland. This is the country you are dealing with. Look at what they are doing to our leader NNAMDI Kanu in the so-called courthouse. Look at how they are treating our leader, a Biafran leader, in the name of NNAMDI Kanu, Finland. You will pay. In the name of God, you will pay. You must pay. Nothing good from Biafra land will touch the land of Finland. No business, no deal, no contract. We divorce ourselves from Finland. Once Biafra is implemented, nothing good from Biafra land will step into the land of Finland. You are a disgrace to Europe. You have tarnished your image. You have tarnished your reputation. And we divorce ourselves from Finland. Going forward, I hope our Prime Minister Simon Ekpa, when he's free, he will understand the reason why I'm taking on this tough stance on Finland. Because they are a disappointment. Finland, you are a disappointment. Look at what is happening in Nigeria, a country that you are doing deal with, a country that gave you evidence against Simon Ekpa. Look at what they are doing to the leader of Simon Ekpa. Hence, we told you, we have our destiny in our own hands. We don't believe in Nigeria, but somehow, Finland, just because of the greed, you want to hang with the big boys. You want to go around Africa doing deals, hanging with the criminals of Africa, the criminal leaders of Africa. Finland, oh Finland, by God's grace, you will pay. You will pay for your sins. What you have brought to us will visit you 1,000 folds. You should be ashamed of yourself in Finland. Look at what is happening in Nigeria. You claim there is a rule of law going on in Nigeria. Look at how they are treating our leader in Nigeria. Lord have mercy. Let's continue. Listen.
It has been discharged by Court of Appeal. So we don't want to go into that.
Take it back, listen.
The matter of this thing. The Igbos are on trial. This is a war against the Igbos. Of course, you are here when the president ordered the police and the army to go and negotiate and have a discussion with the terrorists and the non-bandits in this town. With their arms. And somebody that is exercising his rights as given to him by the constitution, both local and international legislations, and you said that he should enter trial. Trial for what? What is it trial? What are you trying for? Do you have even jurisdiction? Does the court have jurisdiction to entertain this particular matter? Somebody that has been discharged by Court of Appeal. So we don't want to go into that. This is a trial. Again, these Igbos are on trial. This is a persecution, not a prosecution. And I stand by it. And I'm calling the entire Nigerians. It's the Igbos and the NNAMDI today. It can be another person tomorrow. And we should stand against it. That's why we are protesting. Why should we be treating a human being like this? Simply because the offense NNAMDI committed is because he's an Igbo man. Can you do it somebody from the north? Can you do it somebody from the west? You cannot. People have been agitating. So has been going around agitating for Republic of Oduduwa. Have you arrested him? The answer is no. Because NNAMDI is an Igbo and they feel that nobody can speak with him for him. And we are saying no to that. We can never be intimidated. Nobody is more Nigerian than anybody. Nobody is a second-class citizen in this country, and we are going to fight it. I'm begging judiciary not allow yourself to be used. They know what they are doing. Are you telling me that it was on the 13th? Court gave you 2 weeks. 2 weeks. After 2 weeks, you now produce the document on the 13th, and you kept it with you. You did not allow us to go and see our client with it, only for you to serve us 5 minutes before court is sitting, and you asked us to respond. Is this injustice or injustice, for goodness sake?
Where is that done in the name of God? Where is that done in the name of God? They serve you with documents. 5 minutes to the court sitting down. Where is that done in the name of God? Finland, of all people. You are responsible for this nonsense, Finland. Fellow Biafrans, please, this video must go to Alexander Stubb. You must send it to the X page of President Alexander Stubb. Let him know what he is responsible for. Because if Simon Ekpa was here with us, this nonsense, this stupid nonsense will not be taking place. Finland has colluded with a criminal country, a criminal enterprise called Nigeria. This is happening to a man who is asking for freedom, who is expressing his fundamental human right. All he did was ask for the freedom of his people. A referendum for his people to have the chance to choose if they want to remain in Nigeria or not. And what the Nigerian government came with was death, sorrow, tears, and blood. Fellow Biafrans, my heart is heavy. This one is for the Igbos who say they believe in Nigeria. I hope you are seeing what is happening here. Today it is NNAMDI Kanu. Tomorrow it might be the ones that you love. Tomorrow it may be Peter Obi, the one that you love so much. Today it is NNAMDI Kanu. Tomorrow it may be Peter Obi. Those of you who believe in politics, you hate on Simon Ekpa because of Peter Obi. You hate on NNAMDI Kanu because of Peter Obi. Today it is Simon Ekpa and NNAMDI Kanu. But one day, not one day, tomorrow it might come to your doorstep. It might fall on those that you love, those you believe in. When it's happening, don't expect us to join you, because right now you see what is happening to our brother Simon Ekpa and NNAMDI Kanu, and you are folding your hands, acting like you don't care, showing a nonchalant approach to what is happening to our brothers and our leaders. To the whole world, this is why we are saying we are done with Nigeria. We have divorced ourselves from Nigeria. We don't want to have anything with Nigeria, because Nigeria is a crime scene. In Nigeria, elephants can fly. Nigeria is a criminal enterprise. Nigeria is not a country, but a criminal enterprise. Fellow Biafrans, I'll leave it here. I'm going to leave it here, but I want you to know that we are giving those that believe in the activities of Nigeria, we are giving you to the 20th of October. Go and do your protest. Go and support GOVT, the protest. But I assure you, the Nigeria that we know so much, as long as it's a Biafran you are protesting for, as long as it's an Igbo man you are protesting for, they will not take care of anything that you've asked for. They won't show any care or nor any concerns. But I will give you guys the chance to go on with your protest. I will support you guys from a distance, because in this case, ordinarily the case of his medical health, suddenly the Nigerian Medical Association has skipped to the loo of Nigerian government. Now you understand why even when it was your election, INEC had to skip to the loo of the rulers of Nigeria. Nothing good can come out of the Nigeria. Nothing good can come out of that so-called Nigeria. Fellow Biafrans, I'll leave it here. Stay updated, and I will come back very, very soon to give you some more wrap-up. Thank you. May God bless you, and may God bless Biafra. Thank you. Yeah. Check me out. Superstars Media. Lord Logan. Bloomington, Lord Logan, and it's Wild Flora Show. 1914 amalgamation is what we dying for. 3 nations to 1 nation. Ever since annihilation, nepotism is nonsense. You and you, clap your hands. Biafra gonna come, clap your hands. Biafra, Oduduwa, we're free now. Freedom is gonna come, we're free now. Yeah.